What's going on, everybody? It's like 1 something in the morning. I just got off work and I kind of wanted to talk to everybody. Um, what is going on in the world right now, besides war with Iran potentially? There's another virus. It is election season after all. It's supposed to be 40 to 75% deadly to people that contract it. The Nephem something, I don't know how to say it, over in Asia. Another bat disease, if you can believe that. I'm sure it's not made in a lab anywhere, but I guess we'll see. Might have more lockdowns, who knows? Might have more world shutting down, who knows? Maybe it's the real deal. Maybe it's a zombie virus. They said the effects of this virus are headaches, flu-like symptoms, just like any other flu. People that survive it have mood disorders or mood changes. The way they think is a little bit different. You know, it has something to do with it affecting the brain, neurological disorders and stuff like that. Apparently, it's pretty deadly. Apparently, it's a pretty nasty virus that you can get, or it can be total bullshit. We don't know. After all, like I said, it is election season, so we will find that out shortly, I guess. Other news, what's going on? If you haven't been paying attention to the United States, cities are burning again. We are protesting. We are rioting for the flavor of the month calls. Immigration seems to be all the rage. It doesn't seem like they cared about it quite a few years ago, and all of a sudden, it has to be. It has to be because we need them to, count as for our votes and stuff like that. It's totally off topic, but yeah, more riots, more protests, just like a couple years ago. That cause, this cause, and it'd be, I don't know, climate change. They tried that, but that didn't really take. Not a whole lot of people really cared about that. It's like the little flags you get on your Facebook, Ukraine or Israel or whatever. Like I said, these people that are rioting aren't rioting for a cause. They're rioting because they want to, because they want anarchy. They want all hell to break loose in this country. Not them specifically, but I'm sure the people that are funding everything, the corrupt governors, the famous actors that are pushing this, whoever conspiracy you want to say that is controlling all these people, you can figure that out on your own. I don't really feel like talking about that, but yeah, more lockdowns, more riots for whatever cause it is. Just know these people, they don't care about you. They don't even care about this week's cause. They just are there to do it, and they will hurt you. I've seen video after video of them saying, when we get back in office, we're going to hunt down Trump supporters. We're going to hunt down, the right-wing people. We're going to figure out who they are. We're going to make them pay. I've seen video after video of journalists being chased, being hunted down. Are you ICE? Are you ICE? Are you the right? Are you a Trump supporter? And if you don't agree with them, they'll hurt you. I've seen the videos that they hunt these people down and they hurt them. They figure out where they live and they antagonize them. And it's funny, they say the ICE can't wear masks, but they all wear masks. A couple years ago, they were screaming in our faces because we weren't wearing masks. And now all of a sudden, you shouldn't do that because they want to figure out who you are. They want to dox you. They want to figure out your life. They want to follow you around and harass you and potentially harm you. These people on the left are absolutely insane. They have no, how do I say, they don't value human life whatsoever because they don't value themselves. They do not value a human's right to live in a country that you just want to be free. We have laws, sure, like some of the laws, it makes sense to have a wall. I saw a picture of, what was it? It was an animated thing, and it had God at the gates of heaven, and he was pointing down to hell saying all the ICE agents go down there. But how ironically that heaven had a giant gate around it. It goes to show you, one, they don't even believe in God anyway, so I don't see why they're using that illustration as a point for them, but they do. Second of all, heaven has walls, has a gate. Imagine that. But they don't want that for me and you. They don't want a safe society. They want total anarchy. That is why they are doing this. That's why whoever, like I said, is paying them to do this. You need to be prepared. You need to be aware. You need to carry some kind of defense with you wherever you go at all times. Because if they get the smallest little hint of you being a conservative or a Christian or any other belief that does not fit their narrative, they will hurt you. And it's very, very terrifying to think about that. You can't even go to the grocery store. You can't even wear a shirt that has an American flag on it because they think that you're some kind of conservative right-wing extremist. Just think about that when you go out. Think about who you're around, what you're talking to them about, and always be prepared with tools to defend yourself. Always carry some kind of supplies with you if you need to go out anywhere. Have an emergency plan. Know where to go. Know where your family is going. And if you guys get separated, know where you guys all meet up. Things are getting really weird in this world right now, especially in America. You know, with talks of war with Iran and, like I said, another pandemic. Who knows? All I know is what I see. Live riots. I could talk about Don Lemon getting arrested, but I don't really care about him. That's not really even worth talking about. I'm happy that it happened to him. I'm happy somebody that went into a church and disrupted any kind of religious sermon got in trouble for that, and I hope he gets prosecuted. But other than that, that is like the least thing to worry about. People are just happy because a lot of people don't like him, and they're like, yeah, thank God he got, hemmed up in it. But we have more important things to talk about, like governors that are corrupt, stealing millions of dollars and influencing elections, and especially in Virginia, taxes on everything from taking a shit to breathing to walking your dog. I read one where they're trying to impose a tax on not e-bikes but regular bikes, like a bicycle, like your 5-year-old's bicycle, where they want a $50, I think, like from the DMV. You have to register it like a vehicle. Another property tax. Who would have thought a moderate left-wing politician like that we have now, Spamberger, she would never have more taxes for people. But there's literally taxes for everything coming down in Virginia. If you guys know anything about Virginia, let me know. But I've seen a whole list of all kinds of stuff that she wants to do, and none of it is good. It is to tax you to where you are poor. You cannot afford anything. You cannot get out of their system because all you do is pay taxes. So you need to find a place that is more like-minded, I guess, or fight for your state, whichever you choose. I feel, I don't know about Virginia. I want to say we have enough people to vote her out, but again, like going back to it, there comes a time in this country where voting doesn't matter. Like it does, but it doesn't. You know what I mean? You want it to feel like it matters, but the people that are applying for the position sooner or later get corrupted or blackmailed or just whatever. You need to get away from the system as much as possible. Government doesn't need to know everything what you own. They do not need to know how much food you have. They do not need to know how much water or where you get your water or how many bicycles you have. It's none of their business. We had a whole war over this about independence, and then you say, yeah, it was about representation for the taxes. That is true. We weren't being represented for the taxes. It's not that we didn't mind. We did mind paying the taxes, but it was about having a say in the taxes. And we have people that represent us for the taxes on paper, but when you look at it, they're not representing anybody except for their own pocket and the people that vote for them. And then the people that are voting for the crazy people are other crazy people. Who would have saw that coming? You've got blue-haired people that poop in litter boxes voting for people that want to destroy your way of life and tax you into starvation. That is the best way to put that for me. So what I recommend, I think I've said this before, is grow your own food so you don't have to pay taxes on it. Get your own firewood so you don't have to pay taxes on it. And don't tell the government that you own a bicycle. They don't need to know every little detail of your life. That is not their responsibility. It is your responsibility and my responsibility to have a safe life. If somebody comes and kills you, that's unfortunate, and it's probably because the person broke the law, obviously, because it was murder, right? That makes sense. Somebody that harms you, that's murder, or some other kind of vicious wounding. I just read about another article. It was a guy that was mad. He bought a car or some kind of vehicle from a lady, and he didn't like the condition of it. And a couple months later, he went back and killed the lady. He stabbed her like 70 times, and her dog, for whatever reason, because he was mad at the condition of the car. The lady on the bus, she got stabbed in the neck for some psychopath for no reason. Where was the outrage for that immigrant? You know, she was an American citizen, but we didn't have protests for her because it didn't fit their narrative. You know what I mean? She was a white lady. She wasn't a voter per se. She wasn't adding to the census of everybody. The redistricting, the more people you have in one spot, the more they get. So anyway, there's the news. Pandemics, more riots, and it's super cold. So I'm gonna get out of here, and I will talk to everybody later. Have a good one.